Alright, welcome back everyone to A Programmer Plays Submerged Hidden Depths. In our previous episode, we managed to explore up in this side of the map a bit more, and we now know that this is where we need to go. We can't fast travel to it because we haven't been to it yet, so I'm thinking we might curve around this way a little bit, just fill in our map a bit. There's still somewhere a, wow, he's just walking around, huh? That's pretty cool. Is he a physical object? Can we drive into him? I bet that we can. Yep, sure can. He's just walking. That's cool. That's actually super cool, in my opinion. So I guess he's heading for the remaining spot, the remaining seed location. Arcing around to try and see. Flying fish. Not even totally sure what I just discovered. With feelers. But yeah, this episode we're going to start with doing the area and advancing the plot. And we'll see. I don't think that there's going to be like a point of no return. Lilliput Power Plant. I really. Oh, interesting. That the end is right at the beginning, like right at the beginning. That's cool. Again, devs like super willing, like going out of their way to make things vary between locations. Alright, so that's a thing. That's a thing. Climby. Can I get past this? No. Right, that's a thing which I should have picked up, but I didn't. Don't worry about it. Oh, I do want to grab that. Yeah, I don't think we're going to have like a point of no return, like when we do this particular cutscene. I doubt that'll lock us out from further exploration based on, the previous game and how it operated. Interesting. We got the last one first. Wow, this last seed area is doing all sorts of interesting stuff. Ordinarily, the glyphs are, kind of sort of in the order that you would come across them. Alright, well, we find the flower, which is excellent. Botanist, collect all flowers. That's 9 out of 9, baby. Do need to turn them into the gallery, but I appreciate that the achievement popped before we had turned them in. It's kind of annoying when you do a thing, but like the achievement doesn't pop when you haven't yet like talked to the right person or whatever. Sounded bad. Alright. Oh, okay. I see it. I see it.
What's I do?
Broom, broom. Need to hook onto that in order to create ourselves a little bridge.
Taco, go!
I appreciate that the game is like, we're just gonna line you up perfectly straight. Don't you worry. Huh, it's interesting. You can see the vertices pinching right at the front of the boat.
Just wait. No.
Alright, braids. 1 out of 9. It's interesting, this one's probably the most, like, back and forth with, the boat we've done so far, which feels fitting for our last, main story island.
Let go.
Obviously, this game, they don't have a way of... Oh, you know what? I've gone the wrong way. I should have gone the way that they pointed me. The game doesn't have a way of sort of escalating the islands, because you can just do them in any order you want. There's no locks and keys to prevent you from doing this island first, for example. Maybe they've got some like vines in place or something that force the first island that we did to be the first one, but I don't think so. I think that it's just like we pointed you at it, and most players will do that one first. This is so cool. But I think it's not at all a guarantee that you do them in a predictable order. So that makes it hard for them to escalate things. Because generally speaking, you want video games to get, you know, either progressively harder or progressively easier. Depends on whether you're going for more of like the power fantasy or you're challenging the players, right? So like with a lot of RPGs, they're actually trying to get easier as you go on, because that's the whole point of the leveling system, right? Like, you gain more numeric power, and the fights actually, like, the margin for error gets wider. Now, some RPGs obviously, like, buck against that real hard. The enemies level up faster than you do, or there's just more mechanics and you have to think more strategically. But a lot of times, RPGs ultimately, you know, you get your healer character in there, and it's like, oh, all of a sudden this game got a lot easier. Like, it's a lot harder to fail. And then that healer character gets a raise party members from the dead spell, and you're like, oh, now it's a lot easier. So, with you know, Zelda likes and stuff, the dungeons get more complicated as you go in, and like the enemies become more sophisticated, but at the same time they balance that out by letting you have more hearts and stuff, which is part of why Zelda games do that, right? The Zelda games have health upgrades so that players who want more of the power fantasy can, you know, equip more hearts and get tougher and harder to kill as you go along. Or if players are looking for more of a challenge, they can just not pick up the hearts, and the game gets tougher and tougher as they go along. It's, to my mind, a good compromise. But this game, you know, there is no health. There's no combat in this game at all, so you can't escalate it that way. There's no leveling up, so you can't escalate it that way. And so they don't... I don't think that they're even attempting to escalate. Instead, it's just like, okay, here's some, you know, different mechanics. different context so that it's not a progression, it's just variety. Which is good. I'm enjoying it. This one being kind of like foggy is such an interesting difference from some of the previous areas.
Just wait.
I'm for it. I'd be interested to know how they designed this stuff. Like, did they make graphs? Did they and say like, all right, we want one that's more like linear, one that's more like a tree, one that's more a hub and spokes? Did they start with just concept art and just be like, all right, we want a ship on top of a building. How can we make that into a level layout? There's a bunch of different ways that they could approach the problem. Oh, invisible walls, no! I imagine that this game, just based on what we've seen of it, I imagine it's a concept art first, figure out the mechanics of it second kind of game. But I could be wrong. I'm very much a make Excel sheets and be like, oh, I want a this one and a this one. I want a linear one, and I also want a hub and spoke one, and I want a branching one. What other combination of variants can I think up of? Is that a 9? Good. I feel like pretty good. No, giant crabs. Yeah. I'm surprised it's taken this long for me to find crabs.
Strong crotcha.
Crabs. Got a lot now, buddy. Fun that they scuttle sideways. They don't scuttle towards you like most of the animals. A lot of the animals sort of kind of rush you in a very concerning way. Where are we going now? Very good. Look at this. Lots of fish, which are not rotted, which suggests that this was recently abandoned. Right, so that's there, that's there. Before we pick that up then, I want to see what's over this way.
It's 3.
50 and 56. I mean, I'm kind of assuming, right? I could be very wrong about this, but I'm kind of assuming that the hub that we've been going back to after doing each of these seed islands is going to be our, like, 4th island. So, if that's the case, I'm intending to save that for next episode. But we'll see. We will not end up like these remnants, no matter what. Over here? That seemed like a perfect place to hide a style thing. appreciate the way that these islands sort of loop around on themselves and stuff. They're more densely packed than you might expect. Or at least more densely packed than I would expect. Hey, crabs. Okay, here's our last bit of lore for this place.
Satestri.
Perfect. 9. Super cool to be lowering through like this. Hell yeah. Again, the Nier Automata comparisons almost right themselves. This right here really puts me in mind of the Machine Village. You know what? We're gonna put you down. So we can climb over this and get that last little bit for our braids. Cool. Braid style unlocked. All nearby objects discovered. Hell yeah. Haven't even put the seed in yet. Let's go ahead and equip those braids. Don't know that I'm gonna like them as much as they're okay. Honestly, they kind of remind me of a hairstyle that's popular in Warframe as of the old piece. But cool. I liked this island a lot. Around on the other side. And not just because we found everything first try. So that, I will admit, does help. I wonder what details I've missed. Like, how many times has there been, the big man lurking in the background and I've just not noticed him or something like that? Alright, there we go. Are we gonna get tossed into a cutscene? Climactic battle? I doubt it. I really doubt it. Alright. So maybe not a climactic battle, but like a climactic carrying sequence. But the brother dried his sister's tears and took her hand once more. He believed in her, and together they would have their new home. You rest now, Miku. You tried to do it all on your own, but we will finish this together. Alright, so is he just prowling around? Not here. I'm betting that if we hang a right up here, thing that's not been available. Yeah. Bridge is lowered. Man. Cool design. Very cool design. Definitely evokes like the drowned at sea thing, kind of old Greg-y. There. Can we walk on that? Oh. Inside of Big Man? Violent tree growing I've ever seen. Oh, I thought we were inside of his head still. I really thought that this was going to be like a whole little level on top of the dome. Wow, credits. Conclusion, finish the campaign. Uppercut Games. So cool. Obviously this is not like indie in the sense of like, oh, it's 3 dudes in a living room, but this is still a very small team. Like, we're already past all of the programmers and artists, which is crazy because this is a lot of art in this game, and it's a fair bit of programming to get all of the water effects and the everything else. Like, this is not a small amount of work. Statens Museum for Kunst for their 3D scans. That's interesting. Multiple development babies. That's funny. And yeah, like animation here, like there's a lot of animation happening. So it's interesting. Stadia. That's funny. I'd kind of forgotten about Stadia, if I'm being honest. Was this like a Stadia exclusive initially? I should look that up. I don't know. I kind of suspected that, like, once we got to the final bit, then things would happen quickly. I wasn't quite expecting them to be that quick. I really thought that the hub was going to be another, like, little mini level. Like a bunch of nastiness would grow on top of it, and we'd have to climb through, like, an infected-looking area. But keywords localization. So I guess, yeah, this game's pretty short on dialogue. So, you know, localization would not be that bad. Unreal Engine, yep. Yeah. Giant is at peace. The city is restored, and we have a new home. Still want to see what else is hidden around here. Let's go. Oh, there we go. Some dialogue. Alright, cool. So now we can come up here and hang out on this couch, which is definitely not molded to hell and back, being an outdoor fabric couch in a post-flood apocalypse. Should I... We haven't quite finished the city history, so we'll hold off on doing that. Oh, we can find out from this what that one thing was. It was Kraken. Literally, we found a Kraken. Wow. And then there's one more landmark to find. Cool. I think we've got one more landmark, and I think one more watchtower as well. We'll go do that. But yeah, I was kind of expecting this game to sort of, you know, things to happen quickly once they came to their end. And sure enough. Ooh. While I'm thinking about it, I'm actually going to change our style from climber back to formal. I just like formal a lot. I think it looks cool. So, alright. If I was a betting man, which I'm not, but if I was, I would say maybe a lookout over here, maybe a lookout over here? Let's arc around north. I mean, there's an island here, so go ahead and do that. Have we done this island? Hold on, this island looks super familiar. Yeah, we totally have. Alright. Pausing every once in a while to try and do a proper scan, I guess. Old school camera.
What else? Not
Can't believe that we found a Kraken. That is ridiculous.
That pallet.
You got it. Attackable.
Aquí.
I will admit, I was slightly hoping that once we got, like, once we rolled credits, there would be a little, hey, you can turn on radar for the stuff that you haven't found, like the styles. That does not seem to have been the case. That's fine. But it would have been nice to get, like, an item to help us out on that.
Weird.
Right? 2 out of 56. Alright, so where did somebody from? Oh, I should have changed my boat to one that didn't clip quite as badly as this one. It's the railing that bothers me. It shouldn't bother me, but it does. Scales. Right, 17. Right. Actually, maybe a lighthouse over here. So let's fast travel to here and then head out further east. Know that we're going west, but I just need to get out of this space. That looks lookout E. It sure is.
Stay hard.
Yes.
I enjoy the Submerged game's post-game content, and it's so interesting. We talked a bit about it, in the previous game, how sometimes post-game content is not to my liking, and other times it is. And I really think that it's because this game doesn't jump the shark. Like, it's pretty in and out. This is, what, episode 5 or 6 that we're recording? I've honestly lost track already. Okay, cool. Like, it's pretty quick and easy to get through these games. And as a result, like, you roll credits and you're like, yeah, I'm down to play some more. Especially this game, because it's done a better job of mixing things up as you're playing. You know, things are still relatively fresh. I'm totally down to, bum around on the boat a little bit more, find more of the secrets, you know?
Nico, weta.
Yo.
Up we go.
Careful, God.
3 out of 56. do wish I had a button to dismiss this, because I'm not planning to read those until I get them all. So that's part of why you see me like pull out the camera and look around. I'm deliberately distracting myself from what's on screen. All right, so I'm thinking it's down here. So, we'll go north to get that boat part first, wherever it is. Right there.
What butter?
Go. 21 out of 26, doing pretty good. Alright, so now I keep sailing south. We're decently quick here on the open ocean, so like we could fast travel to try and get closer, but I do have the same complaint that I had in the first game, where I wish there was something, a second kind of boat upgrade that we could find, which would let us upgrade the speed at which we recover our, have I done that? Yeah, I have, okay. Let us upgrade the speed at which we recover our, stamina. That was a landmark to me. Manta rays. Do I have you, manta rays? Yeah, I do now. This looks very raft right here. Woven wreck. Thing. There you go, 10 out of 10. We got the achievement Visitor. Sneaky. Trying to hide this from me. I think it's clever to have the brother be the one to pull it up, because we spend a lot less time looking at him. So, you know, just sort of evening out the screen time for the siblings is probably a good thing. So there's a thing down there. Let's, you know what? I want to change our boat style. I'm not loving the yacht. Go ahead and grab this so that it's off our radar. 23 out of 26. We're getting close.
Submerged road.
Yes.
Nope. It's not quite an arrow, but it is all but an arrow. Saying, go this way. A little bit of trellis at the bottom, that's funny.
Nama Purple.
It's interesting that I'm down to like the last 3 or 4 things, and I'm still like shy. Still shy of ones in the same cohort, on the same line. I presume that the one that I need is just kind of like on the north side of this little bit. Here. This will be multi-stage. Doors.
Now go. Now go go.
Do that one. Okay. Where switch? Ah. Okay, I've screwed myself. Not terribly, actually. That's fine. That's fine. Probably one of the cheekier things that we've done in this game. little precarious feeling.
We are straight.
One more diary to go. Not that it would have been dramatically different. Alright, so looks like there is a relic we can dredge up over here on the right. Some frame drops there. A lot of frame drops, actually. See how this one, like, it bends at just the right place for that? No clipping. It's good. Music box? 19 out of 20, right?
Cosette.
Not that.
Alright, so now maybe this area? Does kind of feel like you can sort of tell, right? Like there's clumps of stuff. Oh, that's cool seeing just chunks of it fall off like that. Let's assume this one obviously pairs with this. This one doesn't pair cleanly with anything. This one pairs with this one. This one pairs with this one. This one pairs with this one. This one and this one, maybe? This one and this one. So it does feel like we're missing the one that should pair up with this. Think I'm really genuinely surprised. I would have thought that the lookout towers would have been the easiest things to find in the game, since they're pretty much by definition really tall. that something's happening that I'm not paying attention to. Sure, I remember doing that one. Yep. Did that one. We've done a loop around this one, and we've not found Watchtower. Could just be obliviousness on my part, but I don't know. Alright, so where else do I feel like there's a lack of watchtowers? Maybe here? I don't really feel like it. But maybe over here. Pretty weak to me, but we'll try this spot first. If that doesn't churn anything up, we'll try on the opposite side. Fog's rolling in. Fog's rolling in hard. How do I overlook an entire ass lookout tower? All right. Maybe here? I'm gonna fast travel to here and then head due south. I feel like I've looked there though. But maybe I haven't. Maybe I did a bad job. I swear that I've looked looked specifically that direction. Looked, I feel like, at that specific thing before. Huh.
Need to keep our back.
Taki.
Huh. Send me on up. Watch it come back with like 0 things marked on map. Man, this game's pretty though. Cartographer, use all lookouts. It did not say anything, so I think yes, literally nothing marked on map. So, with that being the case, let's just double check the diaries. Did I miss any? It's really inconvenient that that one. All right, so all of those we have gotten. So wherever this missing diary is, it's not tagged by a tower. See, I want to say that there's going to be something here, but like, there's a watchtower right there. Surely it would have tagged stuff close to it. Similarly, I feel like, oh, yeah, maybe there's some stuff up here, but like, surely, right? Maybe my assumption about how the watchtowers work is fundamentally flawed? That's us hitting the north edge of the map real hard. Alright, tell you guys what. In light of the fact that we're at the 1 hour mark, and I do want to, like, finish this game, this episode, I'm gonna look up a map of the diaries and just compare it with what I've got, and we'll see what it is, because I want to get the diaries read in this episode. So as much as I would like to just like drive around the ocean and find it myself, I just think it's going to be better for everyone if I go ahead and just look it up. So BRB. Alright, so it looks like I'm missing some stuff in here. So what let's do is fast travel back home, and then we'll kind of arc out that direction. And a mini-map would be great here for being able to see what we've missed, you know? Oh. That's one thing we've missed. Well... Whale are you something I've already collected? Yes. Alright. That's 24.
Yes.
Alright, so I think that is where we need to be, right there. But it is not catching. See? But, like, I can see that there's red things on there. So that must be, like, an angle problem. That's interesting that it spot us like that. Oh, yes. I doubt that this is bugged. I'm betting it's just an angle problem where I've been looking at this from, you know, the middle of the map and not from the south of it, maybe? But yeah, it does not seem to want to register on my telescope. That's interesting.
Yup.
Alright, so our last brother island, I believe. Not me double checking that my recording is working. Right, so yeah, it is just not registering. Oh no, now it is. I wonder if that's actually a render bug. Like, I had scanned it, but it just wasn't showing up on the map for some reason. I swear that it wasn't just a second ago. There we go. Collect all diaries. 56 out of 56. So, let's now actually read the city history. So here we go. Story time. There was a time when the city stood empty, save for the mass and the creatures it spawned. My people wove our village into the ruins in harmony with the mass. We had all that we needed. In time, a mighty storm surrounded our city, and from that storm, there came the big man. The big man carried offerings from the ancients, trinkets to crack the hardest hearts. TV. We showed him the secrets of our tranquility, and that was our mistake. The big man saw only an opportunity to bring power to himself. Electricity. I like the symbol that they've done for electricity. He tore a seed from its resting place and crafted a display of ancient treasures. His slippery words tricked us into seeing value where there was none. We followed him like fools, bedeviled by his charms. What price some seeds of mass when we craved so deeply to conform? Some tried to warn of the angering mass. We were blinded by our avarice, and to our shame, we cast them out. I love the way that the characters here have different designs. Like we can see this diagonal stripe, and these guys without stripes, and the big man having the X. Telephone, laptop, companion cube. Our old leaders gone, we gathered more of the ancients' machines, though we had no need for such things. And with growing abandon, we stole more seeds for power. The rising tide of greed had overwhelmed us. And so, as it had in the time before, the angry mass rose up to swallow those who had wounded it. The big man could only watch as his folly played out. All in the city were devoured, their deeds left mirrored in the hollowed remnants left behind. Is this beheaded character, is that a reflection of the hollow mass reproduction? Distraught at what he had done, the big man's final attempt to appease the mass was for nothing. In time, the mass subsided, but the mass remembers, and the anguish of the big man echoes even now in the hidden depths below. Interesting. Alright, well, we've got one more relic to find, and 2 more upgrades, so... And some creatures, which is interesting. I'm not too worried about the creatures. And honestly, I'm fine with not having found these styles, though I would prefer to have. But I do think I will try and grab the last relic before we call it. So let me just really quickly find out where that is on the map, and then we'll go straight to it. Sound good? Good. Alright, so the final one. This one I'm not too salty about. The final relic is far to the north and the east. It's in the northeast corner. I'm guessing that the watchtowers here are just too far away from where we actually need to look. Which, fair enough. I probably should have just looked at, just driven to the corners of the world for my own edification. That's okay. It's still not showing up, though. I'm a bit too far east. Ah. Out of juice. Classic robot. There we go. Salvager. Collect all relics. We've done it. And this, I think, is where I will leave you guys for Submerged. Couple more things to find, which I will probably just do off camera. Overall, I really enjoyed this game. I like the, sort of no combat exploring. Now, personally, I would have liked it if we were like finding more things that unlocked more things. I'm a Metroidvania guy, right? Like I like finding abilities and items that let me into places to find more abilities and items. But I'm also okay with the occasional game like this where, it's all available immediately and it's just up to you to just go off and have a fun time, have a good time exploring. That does create kind of a flat experience because you can't have progression, but you know, that's not the worst thing. It means that it's really up to you what order you do things, and that's clearly like what this game is going for. In most ways, I would say that this game is a pretty substantial upgrade over its predecessor. Graphically, huge step up. I enjoy the music in this game a lot. The areas were a lot more varied. Switching between the brother and the sister was fun. I liked that we were like opening shortcuts and stuff in the areas instead of traversing through pretty static places. I liked the whole thing with like taking the seed back to its home and then the area changes a little bit. I do feel like the styles maybe were a little bit hard to spot. I kind of do wish that you could. What I wish is that I could find something that would let me be like, hey, I want to turn in a coin or whatever to reveal where the styles are the same way that I can go to a lookout and reveal where the diaries are. Similarly, like I wish that there was some way of giving me some guidance on where the remaining animals are, because I have no idea. Obviously, we can look it up online, which is what we did here to find these last couple of things that had evaded me. If I hadn't looked it up, I imagine that that's probably, like, it probably would have taken me a full hour to find these last couple of things. Because my telescope was not helping me find that last diary. But, that's okay. That's fine. I liked having the styles, being able to like change up her look and her hair. I don't love this particular hair. I think that I like the bun more. The city history here feels a little clunky. I liked our history, like the plot of, all right, well, we're looking for a place to belong, and her arm is creating active problems where we keep getting ostracized. That said, the ending of, hey, we walked up, big man rose out of the waves, and the seeds that we had done, like, turned him into a big tree. I'm not totally sure, like, what we were going for with that. I don't know. It just didn't, like, it didn't wow me. It didn't surprise me or anything. That's okay. Man, look at these stars. Look at this moon. Overall, like, if you liked Submerged, you're probably gonna like Submerged too, and that's really, what you want out of a sequel, right? So, YouTube, I hope you guys have enjoyed this series. I know I've had a good time playing, and I will see you on the next one, whatever it may be. Until then, bye.